What is the story today, my listeners? The story today is about a housewife who always picked money from the husband. She would demand for a budget every day, and the gentleman would give her a budget of at least 12,000 every day, and would tell her that is for lunch and supper. And sometimes, when money remains in the pocket of this gentleman, she would pick that money as she washes and keeps that money. If she chose to give it to him, she would say, well, I got some money, but I used it and I bought ABCD. I used it and I bought soap. So it is not there. So she was a woman, a housewife. You know, the duty of a housewife is to manage her children, manage her husband, and manage family members. That is to cook, that is to wash, that is to iron. But you see, what was very funny is that sometimes when she finds money in the pocket, she just does not release it. She keeps it. And sometimes this gentleman does not know that there's money, because when you're a man, all you know is to put on, and when you come back, drop it there. And her duty is to pick it, arrange, put it in a place where she can access them, either to wash, iron, and pack. One day, this gentleman was so broke, his son came to him and said, Daddy, there is no money, there is no food. At place of work, he has lost his contract. At place of work, is looking for another job because the job he had is done. But little did he know that this woman was keeping that money. For him, he doesn't have any savings. What he earns is what he uses. So meaning money drops in as he uses. Meaning the saving culture was not there. I'm actually teaching you, but I'm also teaching myself because it's a lesson to learn. So at the time when life was very difficult, children literally stayed hungry for 2 days, and they would come with empty plates to their father to demand for food. And they would say, Daddy, food. And Daddy was heartbroken. This gentleman is actually called Jimmy, a very good friend of mine. And he says life squeezed him to the point that he could not even afford soap for his children to bathe. Then when the wife, having seen these horrible 2 days, to prove that the husband has got nothing, some women have hearts. That's why you don't need to despise your wife. You must treat her well. Whether she's a housewife, treat her well because she's bright here. On the third day, when she realized that the husband was really down and that he moved up and would sweat and would tell her, my wife, things are very difficult. I'm failing to get money. I'm failing to get a thing. I don't know how we are going to survive. At place of work, there is nothing. I've been told your contract is ended. Now I'm moving up and down looking for what to do, and I'm not finding a thing to do. This is a condition that women go through. But what amazes me so much is that on the third day, when they sat on the table now to discuss how shall we survive given this condition, the woman says, I have some money. She says, you have some money? Why exactly do you get that money? I know you don't work. You're always at home, cooking, washing, ironing. Where do you get money? Did you go to borrow someone's money or you stole someone's money? Having seen that last 2 days, you were not able to afford a thing. He said, no. Each time I wash your clothes, I would pick some money. I'm sorry I never gave you back that money because I know that as a wife I have a duty to wash and clean your stuff. So I would pick that money and always keep. And you know what she had? She had 370,000 shillings. What? This woman had 370,000 shillings. Kept. Why was this money there? She kept this money. Every other time she would wash and get money, she picks and keeps. Remember, the husband gives her a budget of 12,000 daily. So that money was always picked and kept, picked and kept, picked and kept. Of course, for her, she knew my husband is going to give me. But she didn't know that one day her husband would be locked out in a world where there would be nothing to afford a family, where there would be nothing like soap and sugar in the house. She said, I have some money and I'll pick something out of it. She goes and picks a piece of cloth wrapped together. She says, this is what we have. And the man gets terribly shocked. Ah, you have all this money, 370,000 shillings kept. If it was another woman, she would just be probably sending this money back to her parents, or she would be spending carelessly. But this one had just kept that money there. And I'm telling you, it is from that money that they say, now, let us buy salt, let us buy soap, let us now buy some maize and grind portion out of it, and buy some beans. And this money was able to run that family for an entire month, because the gentleman this time around, instead of he went and bought this item. This time she dictated the husband, go and buy this, go and buy this, go and buy this. And when he brought these things, he brought them respectfully and handed them to her. And she became the steward of the home that month. She was recognized for being the father and mother of that home at a time when the husband didn't have money. So I find there is learning here for you. Don't despise your housewife. Don't despise your wife. She's your wife, even if as housewife. Value her. Learn to drop some money for her, and let her also start her savings from home there. It will help the family. So I find this as a very, very beneficial story for you, the gentleman. I also have a housewife. She's not doing anything, despite the fact that she is a learned woman with a degree in development, with a diploma in development studies. Today I have learned from that story that I have to give something to her to keep. So men, don't withdraw all the money from women. There must be some money that you leave with her, because you don't know, on a certain day you relax, and your fallback situation is hers. Your fallback is her when you don't have, because she's the one having. So the little you have, give it to her. She will manage it very well. This is a beautiful story I wanted to share with you. Like, subscribe, and let us grow in our channel. Recommend others also to learn from this channel. That is the story of the day. A woman who always got money from her husband's clothes, and she kept it like a certain rat that keeps things accumulated in the house, waiting for a day to consume. The day of consumption was the day when the husband never had anything, and it became the only source of salvation in that family. What a wise woman. Women out there, save, encourage us to even give you the little we can give you, and be faithful with it, because tomorrow it will make something out of it. I love you so much, the women. To men, give to your wives the little you can give. Let them save. It will help us tomorrow. I love you guys.